Hey guys, welcome back. It's Lucid, and we're picking back up Dominions. We're playing single player with Niflheim in kind of beginner-friendly settings. I'm trying to not use as much jargon, though I'm sure I am. So that if you're new, you can kind of figure out how to pick up Dominions and play it. This episode, we're going to do a special feature on research and magic paths. We're going to talk about that. But first, we're going to watch the battles. See if we failed any. Now watch how fast some of these guys fatigue out. Okay, these guys are still at 20 fatigue. This guy's already at 36 fatigue. Once they hit 100 fatigue, they can no longer move. And once they hit 200 fatigue, they start taking damage. You guys just absolutely crushing independence here. So that we were successful. Here we're attacking with Nifl Giants, and you can see there's no snow on the ground here, so they're not going to perform quite as well. This was this farmland that we really wanted. And with our Bless, our Nifl Giants have pretty good defense, which means a lot of times they're going to be blocking shots. Defense is going to be good again once we get our Nifl Jarls. The big commander Nifl Giants, these are the units. And the commanders are going to do a lot of work. Okay, we're taking a lot of losses in our Jotun Warriors. I'm kind of glad we hit this first, because this was the more important province to get, and the other province was going to be hard too. And if we lost these guys in the other province, we might not be able to take this one. And you can see they have successfully cleared it. So that's nice. Coming down here, this is our god. And this is a pretty hard province for him, but fortunately, we get a random amount of wolves at the start of every combat. We got a lot here. That's going to be helpful. And you can see our wolves absolutely going ham. And coming down here... Oh, no, this was our attack into the farmland. Okay. Oh, that's not good. Kill those commanders. Okay, we got their commander. This was bad because our guys split up. Normally you want to have them attack the same group. I don't know if I scripted them to attack closest. Let's see what we have them. Oh, they're attack large. Let's put them on attack closest. And because we're less than 4 units now, we actually want to combine these. And that way we won't get the morale penalty from being less than 4. We can see Lanka was making moves like they were going to come down here and take this, but that is not going to be okay. I'll go ahead and put 6 PD in all these provinces. And this is now Cold 1. I think it actually might have been before. We're going to go ahead and send these guys down here. Now, before we do all the moves for this turn, I'm going to go ahead and talk about research and paths. So, the way the magic system in Dominions works is there are 8 different schools of magic. There's the 4 elemental, fire, air, earth, and water. And then there's the 4... I hope I said 4. There's the 4 elemental, and then there's the 4 sorcery, which are astral, nature, death, and blood. And those are basically like the elements or what have you. You know, they're basically areas of expertise for mages. And so a mage will only be able to cast spells from that path. But it gets more complicated. And the reason it gets more complicated is because not only do you have paths, but you also have schools. And basically, these are things you have to research, and as you research them, they will unlock spells. So, Conjuration is going to summon a bunch of things, and you basically have 2 kinds of things. You have rituals, and these are things you do on the strategic map to summon things, and then you have combat, which are things you do in combat. So, like, we can summon, corpse candles or fire elementals or air elementals in combat. Now, like, let's say if we look at fire elementals, to summon a fire elemental, you need to be a fire mage. So even if you've researched Conjuration, it's not going to help you summon fire elementals unless you have a fire mage. Furthermore, you need to have 3 fire paths on that mage. And if we come back and we look at our mages, this mage is only a Death 1, Nature 1, Blood 1. So it would only be able to cast Death 1, Blood 1, or Nature 1 spells. Now, it gets randoms. And what a random is basically when you first get the mage, it's going to have a chance to spawn with an extra astral, death, nature, or blood. This means 100% chance to get one of these. And then on top of that, it's got a 100% chance to get these again. So these will be coming out in a few varieties, and they'll be able to cast, you know, different things. This guy has much higher base paths with a small random. He gets 1 air, water, or death. And so he'll be able to, for example, summon water elementals if that's what I wanted him to do in combat, because water elementals will take water 1. You can use extra gems to be effectively 1 magic path higher, so that's a thing you can do. But anyway, we're not going to get too much into that. And I think it's time we start getting mages. We're going to start getting Gaija, who are going to do our research. But to finish on the how the magic system works, you basically have paths and then you have schools. And as you research in the different schools, you will unlock spells that you can cast based on how many magic paths you have in that particular path. So, like, this guy will take an Astral 3, this will take a Death 2. And so which units can cast which things is pretty complicated. And then you have some things that take a very high magic path, which a lot of times most units don't spawn with magic paths that high. So you have to either put an item on a unit, which will increase their magic path, or it has to be like a pretender or something to cast some of the higher level stuff. Like if we go down here, there's some things that you have to be like a Nature 7. There's no Nature 7 units in the game, I don't think. You basically are going to have to get that on your god, or you're going to have to put a bunch of items, artifacts and stuff on a unit so they actually can get up to this high of a path to cast a spell like that. And so that's a whole nother thing in and of itself, is like, what items can you get to boost up? The other thing you'll notice is some of these spells have multiple paths next to them. These are called cross paths, and that means you need to have both of these paths on the same mage to cast these spells. One thing that's sort of useful, I've been hitting R and C to filter for ritual and combat, but if you see this little like pentagram sign, that means it's a ritual spell, which means you do it on the strategic map. If that's not there, it's a combat spell. You do it in combat. So, that is that. And you have a bunch of... So you have Conjuration, which is basically summoning. You have Alteration, which is mostly buffs. You have Evocation, which is mostly battle damage type of spells. You have Construction, which is mostly forging items. You have Enchantment, which is mostly buffs as well, and debuffs. So this is mostly buffs and debuffs. These tend to focus on resistances, and Alteration tends to focus on things like protection more. Thaumaturgy is kind of odd. This is more... It's kind of one of the more obscure things. This has to do more with like sight searching and with like mental attacks, and like it's a bunch of like psychological things, like psychological warfare kind of is what this ends up being into minions. And then blood magic. One of the things you'll notice is you see no blood symbols here in any of the other paths. All of the blood magic, normally all the paths don't align with the schools. Like there will be things for each path in each school. Blood magic is the exception, where all of the blood stuff is in the blood school. So that's kind of interesting. But yeah, so what spells each mage can cast is going to be dependent on what you've researched and what paths are on the mages that you have. And right now you can see we're researching 0 per month, but as we get some Gaijas, this number will go up. And once we have multiple forts making multiple mages, things will no longer be quite so depressing, I hope. And we're expanding pretty good. Nobody is coming very close to us yet. So we're going to send these guys... Oh, you know, we can actually probably... Getting these choke points is really important. I think we're actually going to send these guys down here. Militia and Light Cav is not very hard. And I don't want to send my god out of my dominion. Wolf Tribe are very scary, though. I think we're going to send here and hope that our Dominion spreads here next turn. Did we lose anybody? We lost one guy here. We're going to keep running south. We can probably get... I kind of want to conquer Lanka soon. Does Lanka have... What temperature scales does Lanka have? Whoops. Okay, I can't see Lanka's temperature scales, but... I'm not sure. I don't know if it's... Well, Lanka may not be a great matchup for us if they have heat. Let's get... these guys. Oh, they do have heat. Yeah, we got to be pretty careful marching in there. And it's also time to build a fort. So we're going to go ahead and get a commander. When he pops up, we'll have our little fort there. Getting this province is really important for us, though. We'll see. I might be able to move there. We'll see next turn from here. So, we're nearing the end of the expansion phase. The expansion phase, it tends to end around turn 12, but really it ends whenever you start bumping into your neighbors, and there's no more stuff for you to take without declaring war. And fighting even the AI, I mean, of course, fighting a player is even more different, but fighting the AI is a lot different. Oh, shit. I actually have to get one of these idiots. We'll start recruiting this lady. Because we need to lead another expansion party out. We can probably hit these monkeys. All right, let's see what this turn holds for us. One thing that would be devastating for us is to lose our bless. Lose our god. If we lose our god, a lot of the components of our bless are going to disappear, like the regeneration. I think we lost one unit here. No, we didn't lose any. This is our god. Very angry wolf. Shaggy dog takes no prisoners. We probably haven't really filled this map up as much as maybe we could or should. And one of the problems with Niflheim is because the map starts in spring, you go through summer and then you go through fall, and only finally do you go through winter. And we're about to come up on winter, and winter's going to make expansion a lot easier for us. And we're getting pretty big. I need to go through and put 6 province defense everywhere. The easiest way to do this is you hit F1, and then that brings up this unit panel, or this province manager panel, and you can just go through and click right here in this defense column. And you click on it, and then you hit up to get the right amount of province defense you want. In my case, it's going to be 6. And that's just going to limit some of the bad events. Okay. We're going to have this guy do blessing. And we're going to come hit the monkeys. Oh, shit. We can't hit the monkeys yet. Okay, we're going to go up here. We'll probably hit this. I'm going to try to get this from Lanka. Okay, and we were successful here. Did we lose? No, we didn't lose anybody. Okay, fortunately, we can come and take this. We have noticed Femoria is here on on this border, which we're not thrilled about. There's actually not a lot of great moves for our god to make right now. Not a lot of great moves at all. I don't really want to fight without... think our god's going to come help over this way. And this is going to be a fine border for us. So now we have to look at, because we've kind of defined the border we want on this end, I don't really want to go too much farther. We've got this guy coming up. We've got to figure out what this party's going to do. I'm kind of inclined to go home and pick up some more guys. Okay, that will be just perfect. Okay, we're going to continue expanding into cold here. Deer tribe are not too hard. This guy's going to make his way home. Probably, maybe he'll hit this this little weak province here. This also is a farmland. This little oasis here in the desert. This will be a pretty good province for us to pick up at some point. But we've kind of got a good little situation where we've made pretty good borders. I still have a lot of expanding I can do over here, which we're going to clean up some of this with our god. And we're about to start researching. We're going to have this guy, a commander, spawn here, which is how we're going to build a fort. You basically have to have a commander to build a fort. I'm going to go ahead and up this to 10 PD on this border, or 11 actually. And that will hopefully slightly discourage our AI neighbor from attacking us. But I think that is that. We're going to go ahead and end the turn. And these guys are just so good. If you look at their stats on the cold, they got 21 defense, 16 attack with 19 protection, and then they're regenning with 70 HP. Pretty good in the cold. And then they hit, like, I mean, they just are going to delete one guy every single turn. And then the Chillar is just a bonus on top of that. And everything is cold now, because we're getting into the winter. But if you look at this guy, he's all frozen up. Yeah, he's 83 fatigue. You can play Niflheim just fine without using giants too. I don't want to give the impression you need giants, but you certainly can use them. So we're going to go expand up this way. Our god is right here. I think our god's going to hit the monkeys. And we might backfill into this. They are putting a lot of guys here. It's kind of making me uncomfortable. They haven't sent the... Normally the AI will start piling up stuff on your border when they're about to attack you, but we'll see. And we have found Tianchi. Tianchi is our southern neighbor, or southeastern neighbor. And they've got these Warriors of the Five Elements. Those are actually pretty good. I think we're going to come back here. We've kind of got our border. We may bounce them here, or bump them. And I think we'll win a fight with them. They're going to have cold resistance, so they're going to be immune to our cold aura, but we should have very high stats in here. So they're going to have trouble hitting us through our protection and defense. So I think we're going to be okay with that. And expansion's kind of done. So our prophet is going to come back, pick up a big army, and then we're going to probably start taking out thrones or something. And we'll talk about... Oh, hello. Long dead archer and a long dead horseman. Now, getting this province actually is huge, because this means we have now controlled entry into our land from Fomorium, mostly. And we've secured this farmland, which will probably be our second fort. Okay, and I think that is going to be that for this turn. And we have a bunch of battles. We'll see if there's anything worth looking at here. Let's watch our god go hit the monkeys, because that's always funny. Monkeys are very low protection troops, so they don't have much armor, and they have low morale, so you kill a few of them and they start running, just like that. Very tricky to play monkey nations and actually use monkeys in expansion. Okay. And yeah, that's basically how this works. So it's turn 10 right now, and we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. With 23 provinces. So we're a little big, actually. We're a little unwieldy, even. This is the last border we have to define, is this over here with the mountains. So we'll try to make our way over there. We're getting Vedi Gaija. Next turn, we'll probably talk about site searching. There's a decent chance we bump with Lanka here. Oh wait, that's not... This is friendly Dominion. I think we hit this together. If we bump Lanka... we could be in trouble. We'll move these guys up here. Let's go see who's over this way. Alright, this guy's coming home. He's going to be able to pick up a huge amount of sacreds here. Okay, we did not bump Tianchi. We're going to go through and we're going to get 10 PD everywhere. This will slightly discourage the AI from attacking us. Normally, in a multiplayer game, you would not do this. But the AI, when they start seeing places they can do call the winds and stuff, they start getting a little... they get that itch, like they want to attack you. And if we don't really care with... I think we're playing with difficult AI, so we'll kind of just walk all over them, but... anyway, we're going to go ahead and get them all up to 11. And I think we're going to bail out this way, take these guys out. Oh, you know what we can maybe do? I might, if I can get this, I'm going to go for it. This is a farmland. It's going to be really valuable. And I think that is it for this turn, and we'll probably do one more turn for this episode. Next episode, we're going to talk about site searching a little bit. Because we haven't started site searching yet. But site searching is basically how you get gems, which are the magical gold of dominions. But you see, look guys, you can do this. This is why I feel like this is a good beginner race, because you can feel awesome about playing your nation. You just get a decent bless, and you just run it into stuff. Like, this is... I probably should have not had these guys go in first, but whatever. Our god got hit a few times. Our god's gonna get afflicted if we keep doing this with him. Oh, Femoria, you bastard. You bastard. All right. Mainly Fomorian Giants. These are also size 6 units, but we're going to be way better than them in Colt 3. What I would like to do... okay, shit. This is heat. I think we send these guys down here, and I think we send the doggo down here. Alright, Shaggy, your mission here is done. And we're gonna try to take this out. This is a lot of guys, but there are a lot of bad guys. I think we'll be fine. This is a very... If you ever see undead like this, the population is actually destroyed here, so it's not a very valuable province. And lizards here, this is another special pop type that's usually very valuable. On our nation, it's less so, but it would still be... I mean, it's still good for us. And we're going to come over here and just take this turn. I don't even know what's here. I don't care. I don't even care. Okay. I think I'm okay with all this. One thing I want to do... We're going to start getting a Scrotty after this. We'll do it next turn. I'll have to remember. Oh, God. Okay. It is time for me to send... Okay, we got a Nature 3. We're going to send this Nature... We'll do that next turn. Site searching. I need to get a Mage over here. These barbarians are messing up my movement. Okay, we've got a huge gold bank. Sadly, I have no way to get a mage over here very efficiently. Let's go see what's in this throne, too. And I think we'll call it here, guys. So I will see you guys next time.